I'm a big fan of Terminator 2 for the arcade. Not only is it one of my favorite arcade games ever, it's also one of my favorite light gun games. But as with many of my favorite games, there are still some parts that really test my patience. And one of them is this game's infamous truck level. Yes, the same level that was a nightmare for arcade-dwelling kids across America back in the early 90s. So anyway, let's get into it. Levels from Hell, Terminator 2 for the arcade. The truck level. Terminator 2 for the arcade is an odd beast of an adaptation. It adapts the short opening future war prologue from the film into about a 30-minute game. Then it cuts out something like an hour and a half of the film. From there it rejoins the film near the end where the Terminator and company go to Cyberdyne. But I don't think it's a bad adaptation choice because a lot of the big action does happen at the end of the film. It's just strange, that's all. Now there was a truck scene in the film, but it only lasted for a second and the truck got blown up. That's a pretty fitting foreshadowing of things to come, now that I think about it. But anyway, the truck mission starts out with this cool little scene. Apparently the Terminator has to escort John Connor to Skynet and protect him for reasons. Now I thought John got the Terminator after Skynet was destroyed, but whatever. I don't mind the deviation from the source material since the early levels are fun to play. Anyway, the cyborg scans John and you get the cool red Terminator graphics with all the specs and shit. And then John says, HKs, look out!
HK, look out!
Now I do question the wisdom of a so-called military genius standing out in the middle of a post-nuclear battlefield full of killer machines. But I guess old John Connor's gotta show everybody what big balls he's got. Who knows, maybe he wants to inspire his men or something. Then only a few seconds later, the shit really hits the fan. 18 million HKs come flying out of nowhere and shoot enough missiles at you to blow up the whole fucking world! Jesus Christ! This fucking game just doesn't let up for a second, does it? But this shit is gravy compared to the next part. After getting pummeled by about 18 fucking billion missiles, you move up to the truck. John's in the driver's seat, there's a gunner in the back, and the Terminator is somewhere. Maybe he's in a second truck, or he's riding in a golf cart, or he's flying alongside on a fucking magic carpet for all I know. Yeah, we're about to enter a whole new world, alright. A whole new world of fucking aggravation! Anyway, John starts up the truck. And you see those boxes full of missiles on the bottom of the screen there? Well, you had better collect every last single one of them you can, because trust me, you're gonna need them. Then the truck takes off, and the bullshit really starts to fly. Almost from the start, the truck is pummeled by countless flying HKs. With this much firepower, how could Skynet lose the war? And as if that isn't enough, there's golden Terminators running alongside the truck. Now, when I was a kid, I thought that you had to take out the Terminators first, like they were the biggest priority. But they only shoot at you, not the truck. Why? I have no idea. Anyway, the golden Terminators are like a trick designed to distract you. The real threat is the flying HKs. You have got to blast as many of these fuckers out of the air as you can. Because if the truck takes too many hits, it blows up and you lose the level. And look at this truck explosion! Holy shit! What was this truck made out of? Paper clips and a neutron bomb? Anyway, a big problem with this level is that the HKs fly by so goddamn fast that it's really hard to nail all of them. Plus, each time they fly by, they damage the truck with their lasers. And this dumb fuck gunner in the back here is useless. I mean, do his shots even harm the planes at all, or is he just there for show? Could somebody tell me, please? I don't know, but either way, I hate the bastard. And I don't really care if he gets killed anyway. Somebody else more competent should be doing his job. Another problem with this level is that the hit detection for the truck feels really wonky and inconsistent. In some games, it feels like the truck can only take a few hits before it explodes. While in other games, it feels like the truck can take a shit ton of damage and keep on trucking. Ha ha, pun definitely intended. A damage meter for the truck would have been nice, just to see how long it has left. Instead, I have to just eyeball it and guess. Gee, thanks! Yet another issue is the lack of missiles. You need a bunch of them to bring the planes down, but the game hardly gives you any time to get any of them. I wish the game had stopped the truck for a few seconds longer so I could stock up on missiles. Or at least toss me a couple more along the way. Again, I don't know why they didn't do this. My biggest criticism of this level, though, is its basic design. In many of the other levels, you can power your way through them by pumping in more quarters. But in this level, you can't do that. You have got to get Connor to the end in one shot. Otherwise, you lose and you have to go all the way back to the beginning. I don't see why in the world it had to be like this. Imagine you're a kid back in 91 or 92 and your parents give you $2 or $3 in quarters. You could literally piss through all of them just playing this part of the game. And I have vivid memories of getting really pissed off as a kid when this goddamn level ate up all my quarters. To paraphrase Jaws, this level is the perfect mechanical organism. All it does is eat quarters and piss off little kids. Honestly, I don't see why they couldn't have made it so that you could respawn where you died and keep going. Make the level longer if you have to, but don't make me go back to the beginning over and over again. On second thought, don't make the level any longer, because it's already fucking long enough as it is. Moving on, this is the kind of level that really benefits from having two players. One can take out the HKs in the air while the other one takes out the Terminators on the ground. Or better still, one player covers the left-hand part of the sky while the other one covers the right. Unfortunately, I don't have a second player handy, so I'm stuck all by my lonesome. Lucky me! Oh, and by the way, you see this failure screen? Get used to it because you're gonna be seeing it a lot. And does the game have to rub in my defeat anymore? The machines have succeeded. Okay, fair enough. But then it says, John Connor has perished. Yes, I get it, Chief. I lost. Thank you. No need to rub it in. And as if that isn't enough, the game has the gall to say, the resistance is defeated. Okay, enough is enough. Why don't they just have a Terminator walk up and teabag the screen while they're at it? A simple you lose and try again would have been more than enough. Anyway, moving on, I will say that I did find this level easier now as an adult than when I was a kid. And maybe that's because I have a couple of decades of video gaming experience behind me now. Despite that, I still found the level to be an aggravating experience overall. Now when you finally succeed at this level, after a bunch of failed tries, John Connor says, "Excellent!" and goes up an elevator.
Excellent!
Maybe he's channeling Bill and Ted. Who the fuck knows? At that point, though, I really didn't feel excellent. I just wanted to get the goddamn mission over with. In one game, though, Connor got out just as the truck blew up. I guess that would qualify as
Excellent!
Now there's another level like this near the end of the game. It's the escape from Cyberdyne in a SWAT van. And it is yet another aggravating escort level. I'm not covering that part today, though, because one of these levels is punishment enough. So in conclusion, I wouldn't let this one aggravating level deter you from playing the game. It's still a lot of fun, and it holds up quite well given its age. Just try and get a second player if you can. Oh yeah, and get a fuck ton of missiles in the earlier levels while you're at it. This is Film and Stuff, signing off. Thanks for watching. Why don't they just have a Terminator walk up and teabag the screen while they're at it?